Have you ever wondered what could disrupt our modern technology in a flash? Imagine a force so powerful it could cause technological chaos on our planet. This isn't a plot from a science fiction movie, but a reality of our universe. We're talking about solar flares, explosive phenomena that happen on the surface of our sun. Solar flares are intense bursts of radiation capable of releasing energy equivalent to millions of hydrogen bombs. They have the potential to disrupt our modern technology, from satellite systems to power grids. You see, we live in an era where our daily lives revolve around technology. Whether it's for communication, navigation, or even entertainment, we heavily rely on these systems, and the impact of a powerful solar flare could be catastrophic. Understanding solar flares isn't just for astronomers or scientists, it's relevant to all of us, particularly given our dependence on technology. So buckle up as we prepare to delve into the heart of our sun to uncover the terrifying power of solar flares. Solar flares, the sun's temper tantrums, have a fascinating birth story. To fully understand this tale, we need to travel to the heart of our solar system, the sun. It all begins with the sun's magnetic field, an invisible force field that extends far into space. This magnetic field is created by the movement of plasma, a superhot mixture of charged particles within the sun's core. Now, imagine the sun's magnetic field as a bundle of elastic bands, each representing a magnetic field line. These bands are constantly twisted and stretched by the sun's rotation and the movement of plasma underneath the sun's surface. And just like an overstretched elastic band, these magnetic field lines can snap, causing a sudden release of energy. This is the first step in the formation of a solar flare, but the story doesn't end there. The snapping of these magnetic field lines also causes a dramatic restructuring of the magnetic field. This restructuring is called magnetic reconnection. During magnetic reconnection, the broken magnetic field lines reconnect in a new configuration, releasing even more energy. This energy heats up the surrounding plasma, causing it to emit light and particles in a burst of radiation. And voila, a solar flare is born. It's like a cosmic light show, with the sun as the stage and solar flares as the main attraction. But don't be fooled by their beauty. These flares can release energy equivalent to 1 billion atomic bombs in just a matter of minutes. Now imagine the sheer scale and intensity of these solar outbursts. They can reach temperatures of millions of degrees and can stretch across thousands of miles. These are not just some random fireworks in the sky. They are powerful eruptions that can have significant impacts on not just our planet, but on the entire solar system. So that's how a peaceful sun turns volatile, giving birth to a solar flare. Now that we know how solar flares form, what happens when this energy reaches us? A solar flare's journey doesn't end with its spectacular eruption from the sun. Instead, it embarks on an 8-minute, 93-million-mile journey towards Earth, carrying with it a cocktail of charged particles and magnetic fields. When this solar storm reaches our planet, it doesn't bring about a fiery apocalypse as some might imagine. Instead, it interacts with our Earth's magnetic field, creating a stunning light show known as the Northern or Southern Lights. However, beneath this beautiful spectacle lies a silent threat. Our modern world is heavily reliant on technology, and this is where the true impact of solar flares is felt. The charged particles can wreak havoc on our communication systems, causing radio blackouts and disrupting GPS signals. Imagine a world where your phone loses signal, your GPS directs you into a lake, and your internet connection disappears. This isn't a scene from a dystopian novel, but a potential reality when a solar flare strikes. But the effects don't stop there. Solar flares can also damage satellites, leading to a loss of crucial services that rely on them, from weather forecasting to disaster management. Even our power grids aren't safe. A large enough flare could induce currents that overload them, leading to widespread power outages. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, some studies suggest that solar flares could also influence our climate and pose health risks. The additional energy in the Earth's atmosphere could lead to changes in weather patterns. As for health risks, while our atmosphere protects us from most of the harmful radiation, astronauts in space aren't so lucky. They could be exposed to high levels of radiation, increasing their risk of health issues. Indeed, the effects of solar flares are far-reaching, affecting not just our technology, but potentially our lives too. As we continue to explore the cosmos and rely more on technology, understanding and preparing for solar flares become ever more critical. You might be wondering, just how powerful are these solar flares? Well, let's paint a picture that might help us grasp the staggering power we're dealing with here. Imagine for a moment the energy released by 1,100 megaton hydrogen bombs exploding at the same time. That's a lot of energy, isn't it? Now multiply that by 1,000. That's the rough equivalent of the energy released during a single solar flare. Yes, you heard it right. A single solar flare can release energy equivalent to 1 billion hydrogen bombs. Now let's put that into another perspective. Every second, our sun produces about the same amount of energy as about 1 trillion 1 megaton bombs. That's more energy than humans have used in their entire history. And yet, that's just the energy produced by the sun every single second. Solar flares harness this colossal energy, and when they erupt, they can release a significant fraction of this energy in a matter of just a few minutes. That's like the city of New York using up its annual energy consumption in a blink of an eye. It's truly mind-boggling, isn't it? But remember, this energy doesn't just disappear into thin air. It's catapulted into space in the form of radiation and high-energy particles. And when Earth is in the line of fire, these particles can reach our planet in about 8 minutes, traveling at the speed of light. This bombardment of high-energy particles can cause severe disruptions, from damaging satellites and power grids to increasing radiation levels that can pose a threat to astronauts in space. In extreme cases, they can even cause wide-ranging blackouts and long-lasting damage to power systems. This is not just theory or speculation. Solar flares have caused power outages and damaged satellites in the past, and they will undoubtedly do so in the future. The power of solar flares is truly humbling, isn't it? To wrap up, let's revisit the main points about the power and impact of solar flares. Solar flares, the sun's explosive tantrums, are a fascinating demonstration of the raw power our star possesses. Born from the sun's magnetic energy, these flares are radiant bursts that shoot out in all directions, an awe-inspiring spectacle for those lucky enough to witness. But don't let their beauty fool you. Solar flares are not merely an extravagant light show. They pack a punch that can send shockwaves through our solar system. The energy released is equivalent to millions of 100 megaton hydrogen bombs exploding at the same time. Imagine that. And it's this colossal power that poses a silent threat to our tech-dependent world. When solar flares interact with the Earth's magnetic field, they can produce geomagnetic storms. These storms have the potential to disrupt our communication networks, knock out power grids, and even affect satellites orbiting the Earth. A severe solar storm could plunge us into a technological dark age, a sobering thought indeed. Understanding solar flares is not just a matter of scientific curiosity. It's a necessity in our modern world, where technology is a lifeline. The more we learn about these solar events, the better we can prepare for them. In a world increasingly reliant on technology, knowledge about solar flares isn't just power, it's survival. The sun, our life-giving star, is a paradox. It nourishes us, yet it holds within its fiery heart a force that can disrupt our way of life. It's a reminder of our place in the cosmos, a testament to the delicate balance between creation and destruction, light and dark, life and chaos. Indeed, the sun, the very source of our life, harbors a power that can disrupt our modern world. The terrifying power of solar flares